Okay. So let's start. So let's recall back what you learned about. You can see the slide, right? Everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thanks. So can see the slide, eh? Okay. Okay. So we learned about ultrasound. So far, we learned about just a small recap. We learned about the piezoelectric transducer. Then we talk about how the crystal can produces the ultrasound. Then we know the crystal, the charge distribution is not uniform. Bottom is more negative than the top. So when you apply what do you call alternating voltage, you start to oscillate. In oscillation, resonance happens, it produces an ultrasound. Okay. And when the pressure is, when the returning back the sound, when it reach the piezoelectric transducer, pressure will oscillate the crystal back, produces a voltage as input. That's all we learned. Then we talk about, the intensity. The incident intensity is the reflected and transmitted. Then we talk about a new term called acoustic impedance. Acoustic impedance is speed of sound times the density of the medium. Okay. Acoustic impedance is important to determine the reflection coefficient, alpha. Alpha tells how much of what is the fraction of intensity has been reflected. Okay, so Z2 minus Z1. Okay, then we talk about if the Z2 Z1 is about the same, majority will be transmitted. Okay, if Z2 Z1 is very big, then majority will be reflected. Okay, reflected. So Z2 Z1 for the part A is very big, 99.9% will be reflected. Okay, so this all we done yesterday. A couple of mediums used so that majority transmitted. Okay, then we talk about absorption. Absorption is exactly same as your X-ray absorption formula. The I is the one intensity that has been transmitted. The X is the thickness. K is the absorption coefficient, which dependent to frequency. Okay. Okay, then we stop here that day. Parallel beam ultrasound incident on the surface of the muscle. We done this. Okay, so we will be doing more depth question. Let's we continue discussing this first. Then we come back to that question again. Okay, so now we're going to talk about something called significance of absorption. Ultrasound, although sound enters into the medium and the bone absorbs most of the ultrasound. The ultrasound, when absorbed by the material, and absorbs energy to remain within the limit that does not hit. It will hit the tissue. Okay, the energy of the sound seems to be can hit the tissue. Okay, if the absorbed energy is too large, the amount of heat going to be greater, so it might damage the tissue. Okay, so if it's in a high dangerous temperature, the absorption can be calculated in a commercial equipment today. So yeah, the absorption is the limiting factor for the depth penetration. Absorption. Okay, we don't want to give a very high frequency. A lot of ultrasound absorbed means can damage the tissue sometimes, but very rare, very rare. Ultrasound is quite a safe technique of scanning. Okay, so the beam. But this gives a one side benefit for us. The physiotherapy, sometimes if you have sprain joints recovery, they use ultrasound to hit the sprain joint so that it recovered faster. The energy absorbed by the joints, it seems helps to recover faster, used by the physiotherapy. Okay, so this significance of absorption. More absorbed, more heat going to rise in the tissue. Tissue can be damaged, but very rare. Okay, very rare. Okay, factors affecting the absorption. Of course, what factor affecting the absorption is the density of the tissue. The higher the density, the more absorption. That's why I said muscle. Where's that? The classified, the bone absorb the most. Fluid absorb the least. Fat, muscle, and so on. The worst is bone. No doubt about that. Bone takes most of the ultrasound. It absorbs. frequency of the ultrasound beam. The higher the frequency, more absorption. Okay. If you use ultrasound with a very high frequency, the coefficient of absorption will rise, absorption coefficient will rise, so more will be absorbed. Okay, thus the desired depth to be imaged sets the limit for how high frequency they can be used. If the deep of the tissue around 5 centimeter, I think they're going to use a low frequency. Okay. So it depends. The doctor want to see deep, you have to go for low frequency. But the clarity is not there, image won't be clear. Okay. Let's say your kidney has a very tiny little small stone appeared. Okay. Good to have a very high frequency. Okay. As long as the tissue kidney is quite at the surface. But if they put at the back, kidney is quite close at the back, so they put at the back, at abdomen, back of your abdomen. I think the distance is quite small. If they want to recognize the small stones, they have to use a very high frequency. High frequency, better searching. It can really find the small frequency, small stones. If you use a low frequency, the bad thing is the wavelength is big. The small stone can be missed out, won't appear in the searching path. Yes. So as can be seen, penetration might be increased by increasing the transmitted energy, but this would increase the total absorbed energy, which has stayed below the safety limits. Okay. So let's say this is your body, the tissue is quite deep, about from the surface is 5 centimeter. The back also, from back also is around 5 centimeter. So it's at the center of the body. So if they want to have a clear image, they can use a very high frequency, and the intensity also need to be raised. But if they raise the intensity, lots of energy will be absorbed. So they have to be always check safety limit. Energy absorbed is still at the safety limit. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, not much of damage by using ultrasound. It's very safe. So in practice, a lower frequency of 3.5 megahertz used for deeper penetration, and higher frequency 7.3 megahertz for superficial areas. Higher frequency use will give image better resolution. The term is actually better resolution. 7.5 megahertz. Okay, so these are the images, black and white. Bright color means majority has been reflected. Dark means the ultrasound has been absorbed. Okay, fluid appears black due to the lack of interfaces. Tissues and organs have their own characteristic shape and echo pattern. Liver homogeneous kidney with cortex and so on. Bone cast dark acoustic shadows. Bone give a dark image. Gas, if you have a gas, bright acoustic shadow will form. So gas bubbles, lungs bubble. The gas interrupt the imaging. Okay, so now ultrasound got two types of scanning: A scan, B scan. Nowadays, I think all are B scan. A scan, it's a one dimension. A scan are used to measure distances only. You see this picture? They put the ultrasound in your eye. The sound goes into the eye. I think every layer, the ultrasound will be reflected. You just tell the peak value. So the only thing from what they're going to interpret from this image is how deep is the layer. How deep is the layer? But what is the shape of the layer? They can't figure it out. They only know how deep it is. That's it. So A scan, a transducer emits an ultrasonic pulse. The time taken for the pulse to bounce of an object, come back, graph in order to determine how far away the object is. A scan only give one dimensional. This is important. If the exam asks what is the picture for A scan, it's a one dimensional scan. Therefore, not really useful for imaging. One dimensional scan, it only tells the depth. Okay, how far the object is. These are the 2 points you have to tell. One dimensional, you only give how far the next boundary is. This is A scan. Okay, sorry, I told you this only highlighted points. We come out, you see, like on the head, they send the ultrasound, the skull, the midline echo caused by median feature of center of brain and surface of brain, and so on. You can give that what do you call the depth. Our depth is the next layer. So A scan system measures the distance, different boundaries from the transducer. Short burst ultrasound transmitted to the body. At each boundary, some ultrasound is reflected, some transmitted, as I told you earlier. Reflected paths picked up, transducer which now act as a receiver, signal amplified and displayed. The reflect path also meets boundary as it returns to the transducer. Yeah. Okay. So this A scan, you just tell the depth is 1D, and you only tell about the depth of the every boundary. Any questions so far? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so I skip this. It's about the same. We go about B scan. Okay, B scan. B scan is actually a series of A scan combined to form a 2D view. It's a B scan. Now all the ultrasound is B scan. B scan can be used to take an image of a cross section through the body. The transducer is swept across the area, and the time taken for pulse to return is used to determine a distance, which are plotted as a series of dots on the image. B scan will give a two-dimensional information. Yes. About the cross-sectional area. B scan is a combination of few A scan image forms a two-dimensional information. That's the B scan. Keyword is A scan, B scan. What is the difference? A scan 1D to B scan is 2D. A scan only tells the depth. B scan is made of a series of A scan, and it can show the layout of the boundary. It can show the layout, how the pattern of the layout, the pattern of the boundary looks like. You can get it from the B scan. So in exam, they will ask you differentiate A scan and B scan. So A scan is 1D, only give depth information. B scan is 2D, made through combination of a series of A scan together, and it shows the layout of the boundary. Okay, like this, like you need to swipe so that the few A series scanning are combined to form the layout. The B scan techniques combines a series of A scan taken from a range of different angles to form a two-dimensional picture. Yeah, this is the best description for B scan. B scan technique basically combines a series of A scan, takes a range of different angles to form a two-dimensional picture. It not only tells the depth, it tells the pattern of the border. Okay, the ultrasound probe for B scan consists of series of small crystals, each having a slightly different connotation. Okay, build up of a two-dimensional presentation of boundary position, the body being scanned. Okay. Okay. Now we have 3D ultrasound. Okay. Uses the same principle at 2D ultrasound. The difference is that the sound waves are emitted from all angles. All angles. It gives a 3D image. Okay. Generate final 3D image in the lower right. And this is 4D image. Okay. 4D means not only 3D view, but the movement. You can see the movement. Okay. This is the heart beating of a baby. It's baby and it's yawning. Okay. Ultrasound penetrates the heart of the baby, and you can see the valve movement, the two valve movement, the bicuspid and the tricuspid. I don't know which is which. Okay. So clearly, this is a 4D images. 4D ultrasound uses a 3D technology, but added into the time dimension. Time dimension is included. Displays a series of 3D images over a period of time, thus giving it a motion. This generally short clip, yeah. Baby yawning. So they check the heartbeat of the baby and the development. So ultrasound give a very complete what do you call development of a baby. Is it the brain develops well? Is the heart develops well? Everything can be monitored by using ultrasound. Okay, now finally, advantages of ultrasound. Advantage and disadvantage. Ultrasound advantage, disadvantage. We are not comparing with MRI or CT scan. MRI, CT scan is another level. The ultrasound is comparing with X-ray. You know, the two lower grade what do you call scanning. Another two is the more higher precise what do you call scanning. MRI, CT scan one group, ultrasound and X-ray is one group. So this advantage is comparing the ultrasound. X-ray. So what are the advantages? First, can make image for soft tissues, differentiate clearly between the solid and fluid field spaces, give instant images. This is a very plus point of the ultrasound. Instant image. Just put the transducer, you can see from the screen what is happening inside. Instant image. X-ray, you have to wait for maybe 10 to 15 minutes maybe to get the image. Allow structure as well as determine how the organ is functioning. No known side effect. Yes, this is the best part of the advantage compared to X-ray. X-ray is dangerous. Ultrasound, no side effect. We can use for the baby, so it's no side effect. No side effect. Image is instant. And the third one is relatively small size. It's compatible. You can you can carry the machine into the ambulance. Okay, to get the ultrasound. So these are the three advantages. Give instant image. No side effect, relatively small, so portable. X-ray, it's not instant image. Second, radiation, lots of side effects. Not small. X-ray machine is quite big. It's not small. You need a room to have an X-ray machine, and you can't bring it into the ambulance because it's radiation. The surface of the building, the ambulance need to be coated with the lead, so it's not practical. Okay, although ultrasound has advantage, there is some weakness too. Weakness, cannot penetrate bone. That's the first weakness. You can't, if you got any cracks in the bone, you can't go for ultrasound. Ultrasound cannot show the bone because bone absorbs most of the ultrasound. Next, when a gas exists between the device and the target organ, there is a lot of difficulty using ultrasound. This makes scanning certain organs like a pancreas almost impossible. So if you get gas, cannot penetrate further. So that's one disadvantage. Ultrasound cannot penetrate deep into the body. Make diagnosing organs that are deep in the body very difficult. The method depends highly on the operator, who should be highly skilled. Yeah, the doctor who are using the ultrasound have to be well versed with the technique, how to handle the machine, ultrasound machine. In order to produce the quality images needed for the right diagnosis. Some concerns of the development of heat increase their temperature locally, formation of bubbles, like cavitation. Gases come out of the solution due to the local heat. Bubbles can form in the tissue, and so heating is one small concern. These all are weaknesses. In exam, you have to know advantage and disadvantage for ultrasound. Okay, disadvantage mainly cannot examine bone, cannot go deep scanning, and if it has a gas, can't go deeper. Okay, so yes, we're done with ultrasound. Okay, it's a very long slide. Okay, but the only thing you need to remember as usual, like a CT scan and MRI, is this wording. Okay, it's a 6 marks question if it comes out. Maximum can go 6 marks, 6 points. If they ask, explain the main principle behind the use of ultrasound, this is the 6 points you have to tell. Pulse of ultrasound is produced, reflected at boundaries. received and detected by the transducer, signal processed and displayed. 1 mark. Don't forget to tell these two. The time delay tells the depth of the boundary. Time tells the depth of the boundary. The reflected intensity gives the nature of the boundary. The reflected intensity gives the nature of the boundary. That's 2 marks. So please remember these 6 points. Okay. Ultrasound, pulse of ultrasound is produced by the pulse of ultrasound reflected partially at the boundaries, received and detected by the transducer, signal process and display. This is already 4 marks. Time tells the depth of the boundary. Intensity, reflected intensity tells the nature of the boundary. Okay, so you might not read the slide at the beginning, but this is the summary of the ultrasound, how it works. So memorize this because you don't have much time for the trial. So I think memorize this. I think ultrasound is done. Okay, any questions from this slide? This part? Okay, so let's go to the difficult one. The difficult one is, as I said, the penetration. Okay, class, let's we do together. Okay, look at this question. Okay, let's try this question. 1 minute for you. This is a past year of paper 4 June 2009. It's 2/3 of the paper, 2/3 of the question. They give acoustic impedance, they give absorption coefficient, they give the diagram. The muscle thickness is 4.1. Okay, data for the acoustic impedance, absorption coefficient of the muscle bone are given on the table. The coefficient is this, the alpha. Okay. Okay, the attenuation ultrasound in the muscle follows a similar relation to the attenuation of the X-ray in the matter. A parallel beam of ultrasound intensity I enters the surface of the layer muscle, thickness of 4.1. So ultrasound was entered into a muscle 4.1. The ultrasound is reflected at a muscle bone boundary and returned to the surface of the muscle. So ultrasound go into the muscle, then at the boundary reflected back and reach this muscle surface. Okay, the first question, the intensity reflection coefficient of the muscle bone, how much? 2 mark. So what are you asking for? Alpha. How much is the alpha of muscle and bone boundary? So you must use Z2 minus Z1 squared. Yeah, this formula. This formula you have to use to find alpha. But now what is Z2? What is Z1? Muscle and bone. So first medium is muscle. So muscle should be Z1. The bone is Z2. So go to the table here. What is the acoustic impedance in muscle and bone? Both given. Okay. So you put in the values here. I think you should get close to 0 or close to 1. Anyone? Without calculating, tell me. Muscle and bone. Z2 and Z1 is a big. It's about the. It's a big difference. How much you get? Anyone? If you substitute. So I go to the answer. Just not to waste time. So Z2, Z1 is found to be 0.33. So 33% has been reflected. 66 has been transmitted. Okay, good number. 33 has been reflected. So we can scan the muscle quite well. So that's the first answer. The intensity reflection coefficient of the muscle is this formula used, Z2 minus Z1. So it's found to be 0.33. Okay, look at number 2, part 2. The fraction of incident intensity that is transmitted from the surface of the muscle to the surface of the bone. What formula do you need to use? What is the fraction of the incident intensity that is transmitted from the surface of the muscle to the surface of the bone? That means from muscle here to here. From here to here. They tell from here to here. So the first movement from here to here. So what formula do you must use? I equals to I naught E negative Kx. Yes. I equals to I naught E negative Kx. X you use how much? X is 4.1. K do you use how much? K? K of what do you use? K of the muscle or K of the bone? Absorption coefficient. So you must use the muscle lah because it's moving in the muscle one. So you must use 23. But again, be careful here. The K was in per meter. X was in centimeter. So I have to convert. So X changed to meter. So the X must be put in as 0.041 meter. Be careful, K and X, another trap. Like your nuclear, the lambda and T must be the same unit. Same case here. K and X must be the same unit. Okay. So then you can find the I. Okay, so that's the next one. The fraction. They want the fraction I over I naught they are looking for. Okay, so fraction is actually I over I naught. I over I naught. So it's exponential of Kx. Sometimes Cambridge they put mu. Doesn't matter. I over I naught equals to E negative Kx. Okay, so you can put the K and X value, you get that 0.39 has been transmitted. That means what? The 100% of the intensity here when reached the bone, only what has been reached, only 39% of the intensity has been left. Okay. So the formula is I equals to I naught E negative Kx must come to your mind. It's absorption. So that's your part 2. The fraction of incident intensity that transmitted from the surface of the muscle to surface of the bone, muscle to bone. So only the absorption happens. 1. Okay, 3. The intensity in terms of I that is received back at the surface of the muscle. The intensity in terms of I. Oh, where's your I? Original is I. Oh, okay. The original they say is I lah. This is I. Enters the surface of the. So they're asking reflected how many I? How much I has been reflected? Okay. The intensity. So here I, when you reach the bone, how many I? What is the answer for the 2? Answer for the 2 is 0.39. So how many I reaches the muscle bone? 0.39 I has been reaches the muscle bone. Then how much has been reflected? How much has been reflected? So to find this x, the one reflected, okay, the x over what? The x over 0.39 I must be your alpha, correct? X over 0.39 I must be your alpha, the reflection coefficient. Okay. So what is your alpha for muscle and bone? The answer for the first one. Alpha is how much? 0.33. Oh, sorry, what's the question? They want surface of the muscle. Sorry, they want the surface of the muscle here. It's not the X. They want here. Okay. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, they want which one? Here they started I, go absorb and partially reflected, reach here. This is X. Okay, they want which one? The intensity in terms of I. They want this X. So how do you find the X? So X equals to, you write the formulas. How many times has been absorbed? 2y has been absorbed. So you must use E negative K. The X must be 2x. Twice lah, because X is 4.1. So you must use 2x because go and come backward. So 2x, 2 times absorption times with how many times reflected? Once reflected. So you must multiply by alpha. Alpha, the original I. I put the original I. Okay. This is the formula you must use. Okay, 2 times absorbed, so 2x. 1 time reflected, so you use alpha. Alpha what? Alpha of muscle and bone. Then times with I, the original I, is the final intensity. Okay, so that's the Mach scheme here. You see the Mach scheme here? The intensity, this is your x, is equals to 0.33 is your alpha. Your alpha times with E negative K2x. 2x. E negative Kx is 0.39. 2x means 0.39 square, right? Because 2 what? 2 is actually E negative K2x is same as what? Is same as E negative K x square. Square. So that's why. So they do here. 0.39 square I. So you get the actual new intensity. You get 0.05 I. Okay. So 2 times absorption E negative K2x. 1 time reflection times with alpha. With the original intensity, this is the final intensity. This is the original intensity, this is the final intensity when it comes to the surface. Okay, guys, any questions so far? This is the worst calculation I ever come out in medical, ultrasound. But it looks easy, just 2 penetration times 2x. If you've got 1 time deflected, then alpha need to be multiplied. Okay. Okay. So this is another question. Look at the question, look at the solution. So November 2007. State what is meant by acoustic impedance. It's the product of density and speed of sound. Explain why acoustic impedance is important when considering reflection ultrasound at the boundary between the two media. Yeah, different acoustic impedance determine the fraction of incident intensity that is reflected. Yeah, differences in acoustic impedance. M1 mark. M1 mark means method mark. You must state this. So difference in acoustic impedance determines the intensity that will be reflected. It's 2 marks already. Next, explain the principle behind the ultrasound. The same 6 marks question. In this case, they give 5 marks. So you repeat back what I told you earlier. The facts, the 6 points to remember. Pulse ultrasound is produced, reflected at the boundary. Reflected pulse is detected and processed by the piezoelectric transducer. The time tells the depth of the tissue, of the boundary, and the intensity of reflection tells the nature of the boundary. The nature of the boundary. Okay. So the earlier one better. You have 6 points. Remember that. Any questions so far here? Okay, so let's be one. Okay, another one. You guys come and give a try. Read the question. 1 minute for you. Data acoustic Z absorb. Oh, so yeah, acoustic impedance given, absorption coefficient given. The thickness X is this. The layer of fat on the animal is to be investigated using ultrasound. So there is a fat layer and there is a muscle surface. Incident ultrasound is inside. The thickness of fat is X. Okay, let me go to the next page. Yeah. Look at the question on top. The intensity of the parallel ultrasound beam entering the surface is I. So I is the one enter into the tissue. So this is your eye. It enters your eye. Okay, now the beam is reflected from the boundary between the fat and muscle. The intensity reflected ultrasound detected at the surface is 0.012 I. Okay, what is this intensity? This intensity is reflected ultrasound detected at the surface S of the fat. Okay, so conclusion is what? It means this is I, you go and reflected back. Sorry. So here I go and reflect it back. So this is found to be 0.0, how much? 0.012 I. 0.012 I. Yes, this is sorry. Okay, you know lah. This I and this 0.012 I, how are related? 0.012 I should be equals to how many times absorbed? 2 I is absorbed. So E negative K X must be again 2x lah. 2 times the thickness, 2 times absorbed. Times with 1 reflection. So alpha is your I. This is what must come to your mind. 0.012 I equals to E negative K2x alpha times I. Okay. Okay. So now the intensity reflection coefficient is the boundary between the fat and muscle. So they're asking intensity reflection coefficient. They're asking for the alpha. So yes, Z2 minus Z1. Z2 is for the muscle. Z1 is for the fat. So you key in this is very direct one. I just key into the formula. So 0.018. So what do you understand by this? So when the muscle and the bone, right? Sorry. Fat and muscle. So fat and muscle. So when it reflect, so it's found to be like 0.18% not 18%. This is what only 1.8% is reflected. I think 98.8% has been transmitted. So that's what you understand, alpha. So the thickness of X of the layer of fat, they're asking for X. Okay, so the formula just now like that. The 0.012 I equals to 0.018. This is your alpha exponential negative 48 to negative 48. Negative 48, 2x. 2x times 10 power negative 2. Why 10 power negative x? Negative 48. Your K is how much? Your K is 48 only. Your K is absorption, right? Absorption of fat. It's 48. 48 times 2x only. Why they put 10 power negative 2? Oh yeah. Do you understand why negative 2? Because they want to convert to meet. What is 48? What unit? 48 is in meter. It's in meter. So I think you don't need to put negative 2. You don't need to put negative 2. You don't need to put, you just put negative 48 times 2x. Your final answer you get in centimeter. Oh, times 2x, the thickness one. Thickness. The x you will get in meter. Change to centimeter then. Okay, no need to put negative 2. No need to put negative 2. Negative 48 times 2x. Make sure that the answer you get will be in meter. Then you convert to centimeter. Okay, so I need to put negative 2 here. Okay, any questions so far? So this is C1, A1 mark. It's about 5 marks. Very easy mark once you understand how to calculate the what you call the final intensity. So most of the time it's going to be 2 times absorption, 1 times reflection. Most of the time. Okay, any question? Okay, so let's do more questions. Okay, this one. Come on, guys, give a try. First point. State what is meant by acoustic impedance of a medium. It's a product of speed of sound in the medium and the density of the medium. And it's the acoustic impedance of that medium. It's a product of speed of sound and the density of the medium. Okay, so next, speed for different material was given. Acoustic impedance is given. Your Z is given. Speed given, speed of sound. Use data to calculate the value for density of bone, or the density of to calculate it. Use the data to calculate the density of the bone. use data from to calculate density of the bone. So the bone acoustic impedance is there, yeah. So you know acoustic impedance, you know the speed of sound in that bone. So you can find the density. Z is equals to density times the speed of sound. So you know the acoustic impedance, you know the speed of sound in the bone, so you can work out the density. Okay. Watch out with your unit. In this case, okay, good. All unit are SI, so no problem. So your final answer get kg per meter cube. Okay, next. Okay, 1 minute for you again. Come on, give a try. Part B, continuation of the earlier question. So state the relation between I, IT, and IR. So what's the answer? I equals to IT plus IR, right? The incident intensity partially reflected, partially transmitted. These two added should be your I. Should be your I. Okay, so this is easy. Okay, next. Determine the reflection coefficient for gel and soft tissue. So gel is going to be the Z1, Z1 going to be the gel, Z2 going to be the soft tissue. Okay. So go to the, tell me without the calculating, how much do you think going to be? Close to 0 or close to 1? Gel and soft tissue. Gel and soft tissue, I think majority will be transmitted. So alpha going to be small or big? Alpha going to be, I think, close to 0. Close to 0. Yeah, very good. Close to 0. And soft tissue, alpha going to be close to 1. Close to 1. So that's what it should be in your mind. But get the number by using the acoustic impedance here. So and soft tissue and air and bone. Okay. So I think shouldn't be a problem. Just substitute the number, you can get the answer. Mark scheme, the answer was one is 0.001, another one is close to 1. Okay. So now that's the two questions. Oh, that question is missing. Complete transmission is gel skin boundary when wave travel or out of the body. No gel. Oh yeah. So I think you can predict the part C question. What do you think the part C question? Why need to use gel? Why need to have a coupling medium? Yes, no gel, majority reflection. Majority will be reflected with gel. With gel, little reflection. So can travel in and out of the body. Okay, can penetrate the body. That's the reason. No gel, majority reflect. With gel, less reflection. Majority will be transmitted. So can diagnose the organs inside the body. Okay, that's all about ultrasound. Any questions so far? So ultrasound is if comes out, the calculation can be difficult. Can be difficult. Okay, let me show you one. Okay, just in case comes out, I show you this. Okay, this. Okay, let's say you have one medium, two medium. This is muscle. This is, let's say, sorry, this is fat, and this is muscle. Okay, so here intensity is I, reach here, and reach here. Okay, intensity here is, let's say, X. Okay, what is X related to I? This is medium 1, medium fat, medium 1, medium 2, medium 1, medium 2. So X equals to what multiplied by what? I. Okay. So 1 is what? Absorption. So E, let's say this thickness is x1, this thickness is x2. So what do you do? And if this let's say is k1, and this absorption coefficient is k2. So how this final intensity x going to be related? E, I better don't put x because here thickness all x. Let me change this. I put let's say y, the final intensity, let's say y. So how y linked to I, the original intensity. So E, first case absorption. So E negative K x1 multiplied by next absorption is what? The 2. So E, this K1. Next one is E negative K2 x2, then multiply by one reflection here, but we don't take the reflection. We need to take the transmitted one. You take the transmitted one. If we take the reflection one, then it's alpha. If we take the transmitted one, then should be what? Anyone? Should be 1 minus alpha. So here we put what? 1 minus alpha times I. This is the formula you should write. Okay. Absorption, and this is the transmission, transmitting. Okay, so 1 minus alpha to be used. If it reflected, you use alpha. This alpha is alpha what? Alpha of 1 to 2. 1 to 2. So then the calculation going to be easy. Any question, guys, from here? No questions, Okay, so that's all about the topic. So I stop here. Okay. So on Monday we'll be start with the last topic. I think I can finish in 1 week. Okay. So yeah, this Saturday no extra class. I won't be around. So I see you on Monday. Okay. So see you Monday. We start with the next topic. Please start to do your past years of your A2. Okay. We don't have time for a revision. You try to do your papers. Okay. Then we see how it goes. Okay. Any questions? Okay. See you. Bye.